So folks, as you guys know, The Last of Us trailer for season 2 has dropped and I gotta tell you, it looks amazing. Today we are here to break the whole thing down. I've watched it once, but now we are going through it slowly and really dive into it. The opening shot shows a woman and some people thought she might be Joel's girlfriend from the game, but it turns out she's not. There was another theory that she could be Joel's therapist. As we saw in season 1, Joel has a PTSD and it makes sense that he would want to get help for it. Looks like Joel is seeing counselor to try and deal with it. Next, we get a great shot of Ellie coming out into Jackson, and Jackson looks incredible. The locations for the shows are just stunning. We also see Joel's house and he's got his own mailbox, but there's no mail in it. I think this is after Joel's death. Spoiler, I gotta tell ya. And Ellie and Dina visit his home. Then we get a really touching scene of Joel giving Ellie her guitar for the first time. You can see that Ellie is into some type of music like Nirvana. Here's something interesting. The show is set in 2023, but they use Pearl Jam song in trailer. The song wasn't released until 2014, but Nerd Druckmann, the creator, said Joel wants to leave Pearl Jam concert in 2030. I remember the song. That's a little weird because in this show's universe, that song wouldn't exist yet, but they are still using it. So it's small plot hole. Not sure what sign they could use instead without causing a backlash from fans. Then we see Ellie looking happy. While we know things aren't going to stay happy for long, that smile isn't going to last. Next, we get what looks like Abby watching Jackson with Owen. And then we see Ellie and Dina in Seattle. Ellie's playing sign for Dina, which is cool because Bella Ramsey Ellie can actually sing and play guitar. She was already good at it before this show. There's also a quick shot of Joel sitting on a porch, and it looks like we'll be getting some flashback earlier in the season. I think the first episode will deal with the aftermath of what happens later. We also see a glimpse of Jesse and he looks great. There's another shot of Ellie putting her knife into sink, probably in Seattle, in the theater. Then we see Tommy looking out at the horde of infected heading towards Jackson. It's going to be big action scene. Another shot shows Stalker creeping out on Ellie and it looks super creepy. After that, we go back to Joel's therapist. Finally, we get our first look at Kathleen Dever as Abby, standing at her father's grave. This sets up the conflict that's coming, and it doesn't look good for Joel and Ellie, as you guys know. Next, we see Horde coming towards Jackson again. It's going to be a massive action sequence, likely in the first episode where they fight off infected. There is also a quick shot of someone in Jackson watching the Horde approach. And then we see another Horde coming towards Abby, like in the game. This Horde is big problem for the first episode. Then we see Joel showing up. And this makes me think the show will cover Ellie's first 3 days, and then the next season will focus on Abby's first 3 days. The third season might show the aftermath and the reunion of the two characters. I'm not sure if that's what they are doing, but it's possible. Giving Abby her own season is a bold choice, and it might not feel the same as it did in the game, but where you actually had to play as Abby even if you didn't want it. The trailer gets darker as we see a body being dragged on the ground, a man being tortured by Isaac. I wonder if they go back and forth between Abby and Ellie's story, but it's hard to tell from the trailer. Then we see a horde attacking Jackson again with people on fire. Mario and Tommy are in shot, and we see the Wolf gang going after Ellie. One of the coolest shots is of Ellie going through basement with the red lighting everywhere. It looks so good. Then we see Ellie freaking out, and I think this is when she wakes up after being knocked out, only to find out Joel by her side. She is in hospital and panics when she sees him. After that, we get the close-up of Pedro Pascal Joel crying, which is such a powerful moment. Finally, the trailer ends with the logo. This trailer is amazing in my opinion. I think my hype for season 2 is went through a roof right now, and I'm really happy that we are getting it. I hope they can really just have it they can do it perfect as what they did in the game. I really can't wait to see a show. I think it looks incredible and HBO is doing fantastic job with it. So what do you think? Do you like this kind of season 2 that we are getting, and this kind of possibilities that I mean, if you play the game, you know what we're talking about. But if you don't, you already spoiled. I'm sorry, but I probably mentioned earlier that you shouldn't really watch this video if you haven't played the game. But yeah, this is the whole theory and whole like breakdown between the scene we saw in the trailer. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. See you next time.
What is that?
1300 AD, they called this man the hero from the sky. He was prophesied to have destroyed the evil